Hi, my name is Xavier Kataquapit. I'm an Indigenous writer and columnist originally from Attawapiskat First Nation, a remote community on the James Bay coast in northern Ontario. Watcha, sabi Kataquapit nisnagasan, Attawapiskat tiskanis. Since 1998, I've been writing a regular column titled Under the Northern Sky, as well as news articles about Indigenous issues, life, culture, traditions, communities, and politics. My writing has appeared throughout Canada in print and in radio. I'm happy to be able to provide you this YouTube channel so that I can read you some of my work on a regular basis. I'll be adding to the channel as I develop it, so please feel free to like, subscribe, and share this video. This story is called Maachestan. This time of year is an anxious one for many First Nation communities on the James Bay coast. With the arrival of spring, many of these communities are worried about a special phenomenon we Cree refer to as Maachestan, or breakup. Maachestan is an occurrence that has a history of danger and tragedy. It is a time of vulnerability in the lowland and muskeg areas along the James Bay coast. We are surrounded by water which freezes to ice in the winter, and then with the spring thaw becomes a powerful force that is awe-inspiring and at the same time contains tremendous destructive power. This is the time of year when people gather regularly at the banks of the Attawapiskat River to observe the condition of the melting ice. It is common to see many from the community out along the banks as they follow the progress of officials who measure the level of the frozen river ice as thawing proceeds. The danger everyone is worried about has to do with the potential movement of the ice down the river to the ocean. Sometimes as the ice begins to thaw, move and break up, the result is the blockage that constricts the flow of these enormous ice sheets and of course the river water. When the blockage is severe, the community is placed in great danger as the huge chunks of ice, followed by the river water, rises over the banks and proceeds to swallow up the land. It is a precarious time of year with much anxiety as everyone is concerned on a daily and sometimes hourly basis with the progress of Maachestan. The Cree on the James Bay coast have a good reason to fear Maachestan. I have heard many stories of tragedy when the ice and water rose to run over the community, and in doing so forced people out of their homes, out of town, and result in much destruction. The ice is a powerful force, and once it climbs the river banks, it can destroy anything in its path. Many First Nation communities along the coast have had periods of destruction due to Maachestan. In 1986, the community of Winisk, far up the coast on Hudson Bay, was overrun by Maachestan. The damage and the flooding was so severe that the entire community was relocated to higher ground, and its name changed to Pewanak. In this instance, the destructive force of Maachestan also led to a tragic loss of life. For many who live in the communities affected by the raw power of this natural force, there are bad memories and cause for great worry. Here along the coast of the Great Saltwater Bay and on the banks of the mighty Attawapiskat River, we are at the whim of nature's fury. To make matters worse, to a great degree, most of the communities like Attawapiskat are in remote wilderness areas and cut off from emergency assistance provided by southern communities. When community officials determine that Maachestan is going to be a bad one, the entire town is evacuated. Usually this means that Attawapiskat, Fort Albany, Kashechewan, and Pewanak residents are flown out to the safety of Moosonee or Moose Factory, Cochrane or Timmins. During this time there is great concern for housing, facilities, and also the lives of those who stay behind. This was a mild winter, so I'm hoping that Maachestan this spring will provide people with the awesome view of the movement of tons of ice down the river, without any cost to the community. As our communities have done every year, we will wait and watch. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story. I'll have lots more coming your way. Chumiko minigi video tuttamanum the batsman. Nagomata, Patamina. Migach. Watch ya.